It's Sunday, December the 1st, and of course that means it's Vlogmas! Sorry, I got way too excited there. Must be calm, behave. I'm making a professional grade video here. Oh my god. Anyway, you might be able to notice I'm sat in the comfy chair next to the fire. If it gets any colder in here though, I'm going to have to turn that on. But anyway, yeah, so Vlogmas. Vlogmas, very briefly, because I went over this yesterday in the Vlogmas Eve video, very briefly, Vlogmas is now, it's become a tradition on YouTube, started back in 2011, from December the 1st until December the 24th. It's tradition now to do a quick vlog or a vlog every day leading up to the big day itself, and it's known as Vlogmas because obviously this is a vlog. Now I imagine doing vlogs is very easy for those people that are permanent vloggers on YouTube, on the YouTube platform. However, I'm not a vlogger, so this may or may not work. I'm hoping it works and I'm hoping you enjoy it, because obviously all the cars that I have on my channel, they all give me my reasons for making videos, or they give me the title of the video, the description of the video, what I'm going to be doing in that video. Vlogging though, as I've come to find out, having tried to research and decide on a topic to go forward with today, is a completely different ballgame altogether. It's wild. I mean, you guys that do vlogging permanently, how do you come up with the ideas, the agony it must be to sit day in, day out, thinking of the next idea for the next video, thinking of how that's going to go, thinking of how that's going to be filmed. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's been excruciating trying to think of a way to get a whole 24, 25 videos and put one out every single day about a different aspect of something to do with Christmas or something Christmassy. Christmassy. Honestly, this is coffee. It's got nothing in it. It's just coffee, but maybe I haven't had enough coffee yet. Anyway, so what I thought I'd do today is Christmas decorations. Now then, if you, like me, are in a certain age group, then you may remember back when you were a kid at school that you'd come home and the Christmas decorations will have been done whilst you were at school, or sometimes you may have come home and helped your parents put the Christmas decorations up when you got in from school or over the course of a weekend. But back then, Christmas decorations didn't seem to be the way they are now. I remember coming home from school and the decorations would have been put up as a sort of a surprise for me when I got in from school, and there'd be a tree, obviously. Normally, our tree would be a fake one. It would be stood on a table in front of a window. So the light came on, the Christmas lights would be on it, or the fairy lights as we used to call them, would be on there. And there'd be all manner of delicate, shiny, glossy, sparkly things hanging from the ceiling. We don't seem to do that anymore. I don't know if that's because it was deemed to be some kind of fire risk, or if it's just a fashion that died out. I have found some pictures online, so I'll stick a quick photo in here so you can see what that used to be like when we used to decorate the old way. Or do you still do that? So what I thought I'd do this one is let's get into Christmas decorations now. If you want to comment below, let me know, when do you put your Christmas decorations up, or when should you put your Christmas decorations up? If it's your house, I know businesses are completely different because they need to attract customers in, spend money in there. So your Christmas decorations at home in your house, is it acceptable to put them up before December the 1st? Or do you put them up on December the 1st? Or do you leave it closer to the big day itself? When do you put them up? And how do you decorate? Are you a traditionalist and you have like the actual real tree, the pine tree, and then 3 hours after you put the tree up and for the rest of Christmas while the tree is standing there, you're forever going around with a vacuum cleaning up all the pine needles off the floor, and the house stinks of pine, and then do you drape all your lights around it? Do you put tinsel on your tree? Do you put that, what is it called? I think it used to be called lametta. It's like strips, sparkly silvery or gold stuff that you just drape over the branches of the tree. Do you do that? Or do you have a plastic tree, a fake tree, one of those sparkly things, one of the green ones? Or maybe you do something completely different and you go for a different colour tree, like a white tree, where all the bits that you put on it are blue or red and green. Or do you go for a black tree and have it all decorated with silver baubles and silver tinsel? Let me know below, what kind of tree do you have, or are you going to have in your house if you haven't done the decorations already? And then of course there's the whole idea of what do you decorate. Now it's a bit difficult obviously with answering this next question if you live in a flat. But whether you live in a flat or a house, how do you decorate? Do you just decorate the main room? So that'll be the living room. So do you just decorate your living room? Or do you decorate the living room and the dining room? Or do you just decorate the dining room? Do you decorate any other areas of the house? I mean, some of the films you watch on telly over the Christmas period, you'll see that there's not a single room in the house that isn't decorated. Now, I've seen decorations in kitchens. I've seen tinsel and holly wreaths, etc., draped up the stair banister in a sort of a spiral circle, going up the stairs. I've seen the outdoor of the house with a tree either side of the front door, if you've got the design for that. Or if you've got a porch, that's a porch, not a Porsche. Two totally different things there. But I've seen loads of different styles of decorating. Are you a minimalist? So would you just have maybe a small tree or a single tree somewhere not quite so prominent in the room, signifying that you recognise that it's Christmas and you've decorated, as in you've put a tree up, but you're not going to desecrate the quality and the tranquility of your room by sticking any gaudy stuff up there, as some people would call it. And very interesting as to why you would decorate, or how you would decorate rather. Very interested as to how you would decorate. Now you might be able to see behind me here, there's literally no decorations at all, and there's probably not going to be any decorations at all. I personally don't see the point in putting decorations up because I live on my own. So for me to go through the aggravation of getting a tree, putting the tree up, decorating the tree, putting the Christmas decorations up, waste or spend, that's a better word, spend maybe a good few hours decorating everything, only to find a few days later I've now got to spend the same amount of hours taking everything down. It's no. So I'm not decorating anything. I don't see the point in decorating anything. I don't see the need in decorating anything. However, you may well do. You may love Christmas. So are you the type of person that can't wait to get the Christmas decorations up, get the trees up? I do have one friend who insists on having as many trees as possible. If they could get away with having a tree in every room, they would have a tree in every room. Do you? So let's delve into this whole Christmas decoration thing then. How would you decorate? What kind of decorations do you use? Are you a sustainability upcycling person? Is that washing powder? I think it is. Anyway, are you a sustainable upcycle type of person? Do you make your own Christmas decorations? Remember when we were at school and we used to make paper chains and just drape them around things and hang them around? Do you do the Blue Peter thing? Have you done the coat hanger and tinsel candelabra that used to hang from the ceiling? You know, the thing that's probably set fire to many more houses than was actually reported back at the time when Blue Peter were doing that. There's many ways of decorating for Christmas, I suppose. And it's always intrigued me. You go around different places and the interior of the house is always decorated so vastly differently. The only thing that seems to be constant throughout any house that you go into over the course of the Christmas period is the tree. And then you've got, your plastic trees, like I said, your imitation trees, your real trees. Some people plant a tree in the garden and they'll just leave it there and they'll put it in a pot and they'll bring it in and they'll use it. It's absolutely unbelievable the way some of the decorations go. But I always remember when I was a kid and I was at school, my mum would always decorate the house. So I'd get up one morning at some point in December and I'd wander my way off to school. And that night when I came in from school, all the decorations were up. You couldn't see ceiling for things hanging off it. If there was any sort of room dividers, if there was like a beam across the room, the beam would have glitter and glittery shiny stuff hanging off it. And it always made the room feel so, I don't know, so sparkly, so shiny, so exciting. The inevitability that at the end of it, there was going to be this huge celebration and loads of presents and stuff like that. It was never a real tree. In fact, to date, from as far back as I can remember, I've never had a real tree. My mum used to always get the fake trees purely because if you get a fake tree, you don't have to spend hours on end cleaning all the pine needles off the floor, like I was saying before. And throughout the majority of my childhood, we had a dog. We always had a pet dog kicking around, and it was like with a real tree, the dog might be tempted to lift his leg on the side of the trunk, and with a fake tree, because they normally came in a measured size, whereas if you go for a real tree, you might go looking for a 5 foot tree and come home with a 6 foot tree. Or, as usually happens in the most hilarious of circumstances, you send somebody out to get the family 5 foot tree, and then Dad will come back with like an 18 foot high tree that ends up going through the ceiling in the house and through the ceilings in the bedrooms and then out through the roof and poke out in the cold night air, or it goes up in the corner and it's bent in half and it stretches halfway across the room, across the ceiling, with loads of tinsel and baubles hanging off it, and it's wedged there for the rest of its life, and you're never going to get it out. So with a fake tree, you can kind of pick up like a 3 foot, a 4 foot, a 5 foot, etc. And if you have a table that you put them on, because my mum, when she decorated the tree, she would always have a sort of a little foldable dining table type thing made of wood, and that would be brought out. That would stand in front of the window, and the Christmas tree would stand on the table, and then presents would be put underneath the table, and things like nativity scenes and Christmas cards would go on the table around the bottom of the tree to try and mask off the bottom of the tree. How does your tree go? What do you do? Do you put it in a corner? I mean, depending how big the room is or the rooms are where you're putting your tree, do you put it in the corner and leave it freestanding on the floor to the ceiling, and then just put loads of presents under it, or do you just have like one of the smaller trees and you just put that on a shelf somewhere? Or are you one of the people who's into the whole of technology? Do you have a technologically advanced tree that maybe is just a stick that stands in the corner that has loads of LEDs branching off it to give the illusion of a tree being there? Or maybe you can't be bothered any of that at all, and you've been out and you spent loads of money on that what used to be a really cheap child's product, and you spent a fortune on Lego, and you've got a Lego tree. Maybe you've got a couple of those decorated about one either side of the fireplace, something like that. And of course, decorations are probably different across the world. I imagine some of the decorations that we buy here, you wouldn't be able to buy somewhere like China, the USA, Germany, Russia, for example, any other countries that we haven't actually started a war with yet that I can think of. But I suppose that they're all different. I mean, over here in the UK, we're used to it being freezing cold with a bit of frost and probably some snow around about Christmas time. Obviously, on the other side of the world, down there in Australia, it's the complete opposite way around. They have the ability of having their Christmas dinner in the form of a barbecue on the beach. It's got to be hard to decorate in a Christmas way on the beach, I would have thought, because you've got nothing there to stand trees against or hang shiny, glossy things off. So Christmas decorations across the world probably vary considerably. We don't seem to be as outlandish, if that's the right word, with regards to how we decorate the interior of our houses. Having been over in America, getting close to Christmas at one point, and having seen obviously a lot of the American programs on TV, their decoration ability or style seems to vary vastly to ours. It seems to be a whole different thing over there in America, and it hasn't become that way over here as yet, which I'm surprised at. But it's definitely Christmas decorations are one of those things where somebody will come in and they'll go, "Oh, I like this," or "Really?" and you've put that there. Have you ever been to someone else's house for a coffee over Christmas or for Christmas dinner? Have you been invited round for a Christmas meal, and you've walked into the house and gone, "Oh my God, I've walked into a disco from the 1970s." It's really intriguing the way people decorate. I prefer, if I was to decorate, I would probably do something tasteful, sort of minimal, not over the top. But I've been to some people's houses, and it's like it's still 1974. Nothing's changed, and it's the same decorations. Oh, also on the subject of the same decorations, how do you do it? Do you use the same decorations year in, year out? So if you haven't done it already, later on today, or possibly some point before the big day, are you going to go into the loft or the garage and get that big cardboard box out, a couple of suitcases, drag all the decorations out, hang them where you normally hang them, try to fathom out the knot, inevitably, that's in the roll of lights, that when you took them down, you just rolled them with a big ball and threw them in a box, and then you've got the aggravation of plugging them in and they don't work? and after you've changed 43 bulbs, you find it wasn't the bulbs at all, it was the fuse and the plug, that kind of thing. Do you do that, or are you going to go out this year and buy all the decorations you need and decorate the house, and then after Christmas, when we're into New Year and all the decorations come down, are you going to take them all down, put them in a big bag, put the bag in the bin, and get rid of them and forget about it, and go out and do the exact same thing next year? Which way do you do it? And what kind of... Now, here's a good question. Are they Christmas lights? Are the tree lights? Or are the fairy lights? Because I've heard them referred to as many things, and it's always hard to say, you know, are you going to buy any fairy lights, or are you going to get lights for the tree, or are you going to go out and get Christmas lights? So when you get your lights, or when you've got your lights, what kind of lights do you prefer? Do you like to have a tree that's all contrasting colours with all the same colour light on? Or do you go for lights that are multicoloured? So you've got red, blue, green, yellow, etc. Or is it just white bulbs, or just red bulbs, or just green bulbs? And when you do get them on, and you get them on the tree, and the tree's all decorated with them, which way do you go with that? Do you have them just on, so they're just constantly on, like putting a lamp on in the house? Or do you have some kind of control box that they plug into or they're attached to, and you can have them flashing, or you can have them slowly getting brighter and dimmer? Or do you just have them so they're like twinkling all the time? So when they're on the tree, that you just see them constantly twinkling? Because I've always wondered why people do things in different ways, because you see so many different designs, so many different ways of doing it, and it really is up to the individual as to how you do the Christmas decorations and how you do the lights on the tree and everything else. I'm just trying to remember when my mum used to actually decorate. I can't for the life of me at the moment remember what day she used to put the Christmas lights and the decorations and the tree up. I know it was always a school day. I think, if I'm right, I think she used to put them up as the school holidays, because back when I was a kid at school, it's that long since I was at school, and obviously my kids are all grown up and left home. I'd have no idea when Christmas holidays start at school, but I think my mum would always organise putting the decorations up, so that when it was either when I came in from school on the last day before the Christmas holidays, the decorations would either be up, or it would be a case of I'd come in from school and I'd help out putting some of the decorations up, and get it organised that way. But Christmas decorations are a very subjective area. It's a weird thing, really, the way people decorate. It's hard to explain. I don't know which I would prefer. Like I said, I think I might go for subtle, sort of minimal, but still there, sort of like a nod to Christmas with a tree, if I was going to decorate. But I'm not going to decorate. And no, it doesn't matter. No, 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 I don't care what you say, I'm not decorating. I don't see the need to decorate. Not when I'm the one that's got to do it all. I'm the one that's got to clean it all up, and I'm the one that's got to take them all down and put them away somewhere safe until next year, all folded neatly, and not try and get any knots in the rows of lights, or the stream of lights that will be up on anywhere. But do feel free to leave a comment below about when you think the best time to decorate is, if you haven't already done so, what kind of decorations you're using. Whether are you just having a tree? Are you having a tree and loads of dangly, sparkly things all over the place? Do you go flat out 70s style, so that when you look up and somebody comes in, you can't see the ceiling for shiny, sparkly stuff, and anybody that comes in that's slightly tall gets hit in the face by all the stuff that's hanging down, or they end up with a bit of tinsel wrapped around their neck as they walk through a door, anything like that. Oh, and do you use mistletoe? And if you do use mistletoe, where do you put it? Is it just for show, or do you actually use it for its genuine purpose? And if you do use it for its genuine purpose, do you use it correctly? Because the correct way to use mistletoe is to hang it up over a doorway somewhere, and then when a couple get underneath it and they kiss each other, you're meant to take off one of the little white berries, chuck it away. Well, at least I'm assuming you're meant to chuck it away. I don't think it's edible. I don't know. It might be. It's probably not. But certainly when you're using mistletoe, the idea is that if a couple get under the mistletoe, they're meant to kiss each other, and after they've kissed each other, one of the little white berries of the mistletoe is removed and disposed of. Let's put it that way, disposed of somewhere else. Now, a lot of times these days, you see the plastic, the fake mistletoe, Well, that's not right, is it? You can't have fake mistletoe. I mean, you can't pull a little white thing off a piece of fake mistletoe. You'll destroy it. If you're going to do it, it needs to be real mistletoe, I think. I think it's got to be real mistletoe. It has to be. And then, obviously, there's the tree. Now, if I was to have a tree, I think I'd go for a real one. Pine needles on the floor and all, if I was going to do it, because you do get a certain scent across the room or in the house of the pine floating through the house, and it adds to the smell of everything else that you get in the house at Christmas. So if I was going to have one, I think I would go for a real tree, a real tree from woods or someplace that sells real trees. I don't think there's not a Trees or Us, is there? It's no, there's probably not a Trees or Us. But anyway, something like that. There might well be a Trees or Us. I'll probably shot myself in the foot now. There probably is. Somebody's going to comment and go, yes, there is a Trees or Us. I work there. And if there is a Trees or Us, and you do work there, feel free to let me know in the below. Any chance of a discount, if you do, on the off chance that I might know a friend who may want a real tree, obviously. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough for now, and I do have a festive mince pie and another cup of coffee waiting for us in the kitchen. Well, the coffee's in the form of the water's in the kettle, the milk's in the fridge, and the coffee's in the jar, because I'm going to have to make the damn thing myself. But anyway, there is a cup of coffee and a festive mince pie waiting for me in the kitchen. So I'm going to wrap this up here. Thanks very much for watching and for listening. I've really enjoyed the conversation that we've had. It's been absolutely fantastic, and hopefully you'll join in with me tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for Vlogmas Day 2. And we'll see what kind of topic I can pick up that's Christmas related tomorrow night. For now though, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, caress the like button on the way out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, or consider subscribing to the channel if this kind of thing interests you. This obviously is just Vlogmas. It's only going to be on until the big day itself gets here, and then we're going to get back into the car stuff, and I may put a sprinkling in the middle of all this Vlogmas craziness of some car stuff as well. This is just copying on YouTube tradition, just for the sheer hell of doing it, and for the entertainment value of doing it, and see who does what, and my take on what Vlogmas looks like on YouTube to follow in the tradition. So anyway, I'll leave it there, and I'm going to go and grab that festive mince pie, make another coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. Bye for now.